Hey, I'm Taylor from The Pretty Reckless, and you are listening to 101 WRIF.
Hey, it's Meltdown here at Hockey Town Cafe, along with Ben Phillips and Taylor Momsen from The Pretty Reckless. Normally, I'm hidden behind a microphone talking to people on the telephone, so this is kind of unusual for me. So.
Oh, well, welcome to
welcome
the
to our
spotlight.
world.
The internet. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I have to say that it's 87 degrees outside in Detroit, and that's not even an exaggeration. Aren't you a little warm?
Yes.
Yeah,
You guys
But-
brought the heat.
we try.
Man, a big weekend. Carolina Rebellion a couple weeks ago. You had Northern Invasion as well. Tell us about some of the festival dates you guys have been doing. Rockin' the Range coming up this weekend, man.
Looking forward to that one for sure. Every year we're on tour.
Yeah.
No, it's been great. This tour has been amazing. I mean, we're opening for Soundgarden tonight. It kind of doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, you were telling me about this a couple of months ago when I talked to you, that they're like your second band as far as as far as the grunge era and stuff goes. Or I should say after the Beatles and the classic rock bands.
Yeah,
Soundgarden.
hey, I bookend it with Beatles and Soundgarden.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the new record, I was just listening to it actually on vinyl, and I just love the way it sounds on vinyl. And you told me that it was recorded lower and stuff, to crank it up.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were just at Third Man Records
I
talking
was
to
just
them
going to ask
about
you
it,
about that.
and unfortunately we're not Jack White. So when we delivered this record that was quiet and stuff, a lot of backlash from some people, but it was tried to make it sound as honest as possible. So.
Well, the radio's changed too. So
Yeah.
what we thought was going to happen was we thought that by mastering it so quiet, the compression of the radio would in fact make it louder instead of compressing it to be quiet. But because everyone's making their records so loud now, radio has changed and it does the opposite. So
Yeah.
it was extraordinarily quiet. So we sent a reissue out to radio.
Not only compression, but like the digital.
The whole thing, yeah.
The whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all crazy. But what did you think of that Jack White thing? I was going to ask you about it because you said the White Stripes was your first concert.
Technically, it was Chuck Berry.
Chuck
but
Berry, right? When you were 5, right?
Yes, when I was little. But no, White Stripes was the first one where I was actually phenomenally blown away and remember it every detail.
We were blown away by
Blown
that.
away. It was amazing.
I recorded direct to vinyl. It was like there's that
$20
little booth.
you
and
can-
Wait a minute. So what did you record over there? I haven't been over there to see the
I
vinyl
actually
part.
did one of our acoustic, non-recorded songs just into a ribbon mic in that little phone booth. They have this little. There's 2 in the world.
Right.
It's pretty. I mean, it's amazing.
super amazing.
Like direct to vinyl, a little plastic vinyl pops out, and that's it. You have your own little record.
Now, I got to be honest. I was telling you about this before that I kind of got back into vinyl recently. And I got to be honest, I hate the 180 gram thing. It sounds great, but you're constantly turning your records over.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
So with your record, there's like 3 songs on a side. So it's like
Sure.
10 or 12 minutes. You got to get up and turn it over. I want to let the thing run,
No, I agree with that. It was actually
Hence modern technology.
Well,
like
yeah.
you can.
It was a struggle for us to figure out how to break it up on this record because it's too long.
That might
'Cause our
actually
songs
be
are too
a
long.
thing to talk to vinyl creators about a way to long run a vinyl so it no longer like a playing on whatever, some kind of technology that fits with today's world. Where
Well,
you don't have to, turn it over, and
Well,
you can
where you
remotely
don't-
move it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, come on, they got lasers and crap now. They can do that shit.
But your
stuff.
guys' record is one of those records where you got to listen to the whole thing in its entirety because it kind of it just has a certain flow to it. It's bluesy, it's soul, it's got a classic feel to it, and by stopping and turning it over all the time, it kind of ruins the flow. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, and thank you for saying that.
Sometimes I feel Whipping
Good
Post is
music.
playing.
We're in Hockey Town Cafe, and they got the speakers on.
They got Whipping Post playing by the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, one of your favorites also. Yeah.
Well, also our new single
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So.
featuring Warren Haynes, "Back to the River."
Yeah, Warren Haynes. I was going to ask you, how hard is it to get a guest to play on your record? Did you just call them up and say, "Hey, we're doing this record. You want to get on it?" Or
It's a little more complicated.
Yeah, a little
than
more
that, but
complicated, but kind of that simple in one way.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got to find a phone number. That's really the.
That's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
And then he has to listen to the song and make sure that the song is worthy of his greatness, and he apparently deemed our song worthy of his greatness.
And was he was he in the studio with you guys, or did he email it in or whatever?
He was on tour, so he did. Yeah, he did it remotely.
Remotely
Yeah.
sent it in, and then it took the song to a whole new place.
Yeah.
Like really did. I mean, it wouldn't be. I don't even know if that song would be on the record if it wasn't for Warren Haynes.
Yeah.
So was that song kind of built around his playing, or did you guys do the song and then he sent in his part?
We had this. Well, we had the song, and we had recorded it in the Southern Rock Tomb, and it was screaming for a slide solo. And no
Well,
offense,
I mean,
Ben.
we had left it open. We wanted Warren Haynes to play on it. He hadn't said yes yet, and he needs to hear it. So we recorded the song, and left it open for him where it was
to do his thing and
yeah.
go nuts.
And then did you guys change anything after you heard his part?
No, we just
Nope, just left it
He
alone.
just played
Put it
the
right
whole
in there.
song's recorded live with like a 10-piece kind of band. We got Tommy Burns from Billy Joel's band playing guitar. Meet Taylor, Cato, our producer. Tommy Burns from Billy Joel's band is playing
acoustics all in a row.
And then we have a friend of ours, Andy Burton, on keyboards, and the band playing, Mark and Jamie. And so we just laid the whole thing down and just left the solo sections open for Warren.
Now, in one of the songs, you guys do a little bit of Lucy in the Skies with Diamonds. I know you're a big Beatles fan, so I don't know if you've ever been asked about this. And if you have, I apologize. But rank the Beatles.
Thank you for noticing that, by the
Yeah,
way. Nobody,
no one
and it's
noticed.
turned
what
around.
do you
So
mean
It's turned around,
You
so it's
can't-
technically
you
not.
can't
It's
sue
not
us for it.
suable.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm sorry.
But no, but it is obviously.
Sgt. Pepper's was one of the first albums I ever owned.
Of course,
So, anyways,
of course.
so
Amazing.
rank the Beatles, 1 to 4.
songs or
No, the Beatles, the actual guys.
the actual guys.
Yeah.
That's a hard question. I mean, I'm a John person, so I'm gonna go John first.
John, Paul, George, Ringo.
Yeah.
No,
John,
okay,
Paul,
there you
George,
go.
Ringo.
But no offense to Ringo.
Yeah. Well, you guys got Rock on the Range coming up. This is the last night of the Soundgarden tour. So you guys have played. I know that you thanked them and the crew and everybody. Tell us about your experience with Soundgarden, and what did you learn about the guys, maybe from Chris Cornell or something that was kind of shocking that people might not know?
I don't know if I learned anything shocking.
Well, not like in a bad way, but like, does he warm up differently, or is there something that you thought, well, that's
I
pretty
don't want. We don't want to give away
I
too
don't wanna
much
give
of what behind closed doors.
Can I say we have the motto, what goes on the road stays on the road, so I don't want to,
It's not our
mess
place
with
to
it.
give
It's not
away
our
their
place.
secrets,
But they sound check for a long time, and it's like getting a free concert before the show, which is
but
amazing.
it's a different kind of concert. Their
It's way
sound check is a
different.
whole different kind of thing, and it's almost.
It's a lot like us, actually.
well-
No, when we're headlining.
Calm
I mean,
down, but
no, I mean like it's a kind of a similar ethic of sound check of taking
Well,
that
they
and
just
making it a
play
jam,
around.
just making it a jam session.
It's almost better than the show. Like the sound check is fantastic to listen to. That's been the greatest thing is the sound
And
check.
do they try new stuff, experiment?
They
Do you guys
do.
do that
Yeah.
kind of stuff in
Of
sound
course,
check too?
they're Soundgarden. What do you
The
think they
Soundgarden,
do?
it's all experimenting. It's all just like, what does this sound like when I let go? And it's amazing.
It's
It's
amazing.
All
been amazing.
right, well, listen, I want to.
And I have to say, very, very nice people. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, like their camp and everyone in the band individually just so gracious and welcoming, and it's been really
Kim
amazing.
Thale last year for the first time, and he was great.
He's awesome.
I've never
Great.
met him or anything before. He was awesome.
I mean, great, and then also great.
Right. Yeah, I think I told you guys. I can remember playing Outshine for the first time back when it first came out. And I'm like, man, this is like the second coming of like Black Sabbath or something.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. So, well, I got to thank you guys so much for your time. Thanks for coming over to Hockeytown Cafe
No,
and hanging
thank
out with
you.
the Riff. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
guys this weekend at Rock on the Range. No sound check, just media, I suppose, and not on stage, right?
Yeah. It's
All right.
what we call a throw and go.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, we'll see you guys out there.
Awesome.
I don't know
Thank
if
you
that
so much.
jacket's going to fly and Rock on the Range. It might be too hot.
I got
got a
a
bigger
bigger
one
one
for
for
stage.
stage, so.
There you go. Taylor and Ben from Pretty Reckless right here, Hockeytown Cafe from 101 The Riff.